What's a small act of kindness you were once shown that you'll never forget? When I was 14, I lived in this rough part of town where you'd see dealers on every corner and hear sirens every night. My mom worked double shifts at the diner just to keep our lights on, so I was basically on my own most days. I took the city bus to school every morning, trying to keep my head down and blend in with the cracked vinyl seats. One Monday morning in February, I got on the bus with a split lip and a black eye that was so swollen I could barely see out of it. This older kid named Tommy had jumped me the day before because I wouldn't carry some stolen phones for him. Said I was being disrespectful. I tried covering it up with my hood, but blood was still dripping from my nose onto my shirt. The bus driver was this stocky guy named Sam. He had these thick arms covered in tattoos, and always wore the same blue uniform with grease stains on it. Most mornings, he'd just take my fare and grunt. But that day, he looked at me in his rearview mirror, and his expression changed completely. He reached under his seat and pulled out this crumpled napkin. "You're bleeding, champ. Sit up front today." When I tried to pay for the ride, he waved me off. "Not today, kid." I sat right behind him, trying not to get blood on the seat. Sam kept glancing at me through the mirror, but he didn't ask any questions. When these three teenagers got on at the next stop, they started looking at me and whispering. Sam must have seen them because he turned around and gave them this look that could have melted steel. They sat down real quick and didn't say another word. For the next few weeks, Sam made sure I always sat up front. When suspicious kids got on the bus, he'd shoot them that same death stare. One morning, this guy in a red bandana started walking toward me, probably to mess with me, and Sam slammed on the brakes so hard the kid went flying backward. "Oops," Sam said, not sounding sorry at all. One afternoon in March, I missed my stop on purpose and stayed on the bus until the end of Sam's route. I didn't want to go home to an empty apartment. When the last passenger got off, Sam pulled over at this gas station and turned around to look at me. "What's really going on, kid?" I just broke down. I told him about Tommy and his crew, how they'd corner me after school demanding I run drugs for them, how my mom was never home and didn't know what was happening, how I felt like nobody would even notice if I just disappeared one day, how I was thinking about just dropping out and joining Tommy's crew because at least then I'd have protection. Sam just nodded and listened. When I finished crying, he said, "You're gonna be okay. I'll make sure of it." After that, everything changed. Sam would wait for me every morning, even holding the bus for an extra minute if I was running late. He started bringing these old comic books he kept under his seat. X-Men, Spider-Man, stuff like that. Said his son used to read them but was grown up now. He taught me how to walk with my shoulders back when I got off the bus. "Don't look like prey," he'd say. "Walk like you belong somewhere." He showed me which streets to avoid and which stores had good people behind the counter if I ever needed help. But the biggest thing happened about a month later. Sam introduced me to his brother Danny, who ran this small boxing gym in the basement of an old church. It smelled like sweat and had these punching bags that were probably older than me, but Danny said I could train there for free if I helped clean up after the other kids. Learning to box changed everything, not just because I could defend myself, but because it gave me somewhere to go after school. Danny became like a second father to me. He taught me discipline, how to channel my anger into something productive. Within 6 months, I had enough confidence to look Tommy in the eye and tell him no without my voice shaking. Sam kept driving that same route for 2 more years until I graduated high school. Every morning, same routine. Comic books, life advice, that protective stare at anyone who looked at me wrong. He came to my graduation ceremony, sitting in the back in his bus driver uniform, clapping when they called my name. I got a scholarship to community college because of my boxing. Danny had connected me with a coach who helped me apply. I'm in my second year now, studying to be a social worker. I want to help kids like me who feel invisible.